People. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Art of Relationship show. I'm your host, as always, Greg Dudzinski, fully licensed professional counselor, relationship and sex specialist. Have been for over 2 decades now. Welcome to the Art of Relationship show. Today, going to be talking about jumping right into it. Waking up your relationship, okay? We know the Hallmark holiday is around the corner next week. Excuse me. And talking about Valentine's Day and all those aspects coming up, can you celebrate Valentine's Day on a weekly basis? And a lot of times, not getting into the Hallmark holiday, excuse me. Oh, I said allergies kicking up a little bit. But anyways, to wake up your relationship, sometimes a lot of people look at, the relationship is dead. We're bored. We're going through the routine type of aspects. And I hear this often in my office. And I know as people, you can see my office. Oh, there we go. My new office just moved into last week. Excuse me. So I'm still getting it set up and everything. And I have to get the soundproof going on so there's no echo. So hopefully the audio is kicking. You can also join in the live chat down below, people. Throw in your comments, your insights, those type of aspects. Hey, Rod, what's happening, man? To be able to throw your comments, your insights, your questions out, whatever. So going back to, with Valentine's Day coming up, the Hallmark holiday, can you make your relationship more of a holiday, if you will, year round, not just Valentine's Day, sweetest day, anniversaries, birthdays. And a lot of people get complacent, right? You start having kids, you start, adulting, right? The bills, rent, mortgage, taxes, all that crap, right? The cost of groceries is outrageous right now. So you look at life and we have a lot of stuff going on. And we sort of put the relationship on the back burner, so it becomes dead. It becomes boring. We be able to come out in a situation to where we feel blah. So then, someone starts chirping at us and the newness hits us and we start maybe finding interest in somebody else. And I never justify or never condone it. I'm looking at what causes this stuff to begin with, not justifying, not condoning it. And a lot of times, maybe our relationship is dead. We're not feeling alive in our relationship because we're not feeling loved. We're not feeling appreciated. We're not feeling desired or craved by our partner in the relationship. So now this episode is about waking it up, right? So I want people to be able to look at, to wake up the relationship, and what are you doing to, get out of the boredom, get out of the humdrum situations. And nothing is perfect, people. We know that. And I tell my clients, I tell you, I'm active on Facebook, excuse me, and do posts that, I'm not about nothing is perfect. I'm a realist. Okay. I'm legit. And I understand how life hits us. But I'm also looking at what are little steps that you can do to wake up your relationship, to get the juices flowing again, to be able to, feel a little bit of passion, a little bit of romance, a little bit of electricity between you two again. Okay. Is it possible? Absolutely. But it takes a little bit of effort. And to wake up the relationship, a lot of people might complain, hey, you know what? It's boring. It's, my relationship is blah. We have to, we're married now, so we have to be used to it just being humdrum, that type of situation. Don't fall into that, okay? The old proverbial saying, you know what? Oh, that's how marriage is, right? You have to get used to it. You have to get used to maybe not having sex that often, that the priority is the kids. Priority is the household, right? I want to challenge people and get rid of that. And number one, who made up those rules? Okay. Number two, why do you have to follow them, right? According to who? According to how we were raised, according to society and culture. And a lot of times we get used to this and we get complacent. And that's why I'm doing this episode about waking up the relationship and to make it a little more lively. First of all, I want you to be able to look at and identify what areas of your relationship do you need woken up, okay? That you want to enliven. You want to spice up the relationship a little bit. And I break it down into these areas, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that, people. So I want to break it down into what I call are my 4 areas that I've talked about for over 21 years now about the mind, body, heart, and soul. And we look at in these areas, what areas do you need to be maybe livened up a little bit, need to be spruced up a little bit? Is it, your mental aspect, right? What about the emotional connection in your relationship? What about your sex life? What about not only, the mental aspect and soulful, they sort of go hand in hand. Maybe you need to have a little more fun in your relationship, right? Maybe you need to do some things that you're used to, and to be able to look at these elements to kick it up a little bit, right? Maybe you need to have fun. Maybe you used to go to concerts and we know COVID hit, but things are getting back to whatever normal is, right? Maybe you used to go sightseeing, go for a drive. Maybe you used to go parking, right? How many people, people in other countries might not know what parking means, but you used to go make out and kiss in your car, right? Now, I know a lot of, foreign countries and stuff, they might not have cars because it's not their way of living, which is okay. Maybe you used to just grab each other as you're walking and started kissing each other. And, you were just in a store and you grabbed each other's booty. Whatever. You gave each other a hug and a kiss out and just for no reason. But those things sort of went away. You stopped doing them because, right? Maybe we take it for granted. I don't have to work so hard anymore to keep my person, get her or get him to love me because I already got that person, right? We're already married or living together. And now you're looking at why your relationship feels dead, feels boring, feels whatever, right? It just, first you have to give a meaning to waking up your relationship, right? And most of the time it relates to these areas. So what areas, number one, what areas do you need to enliven in your relationship and to be able to wake up a little bit? And we need to be able to look at, what is going on to stop that, and to be able to look at maybe it's your sex life, right? We'll jump right there, right? A lot of people looking at, well, our sex life becomes a lot less than what it used to be. Our relationship, our sex life is sort of routine. It's always on Saturday night, 10 o'clock. We're always doing the same thing, right? The same position. We start out doing the same thing, touching each other, kissing each other. We just look at each other like, hey, you want to do it? Those type of elements, instead of what do you do to spice it up? Do you try things new? Do you try to maybe role play your relationship? Do you try different positions? Do you try to, even role play that you're different people, right? Maybe rock stars, movie stars, singers, athletes, whatever your thing is. Do you look at that and are you able to, spice up your relationship a little bit? Maybe you can enliven your sex repertoire, not only styles, but where you have sex, right? Maybe you're used to always in the bedroom, on the bed. Maybe you can do the couch. Maybe you can, like I said, go parking in a car, that type of thing. Maybe you can get a hotel room for the evening. Things to change it up a little bit. And not only that, about getting the 5 senses going, what do you do to, set the mood, if you will, that maybe you're hurry up, the kids are asleep, so we got to hurry up and do it. That you're not listening to certain music or tunes. You're not, incorporating smells, scents, maybe scented candles, maybe different perfumes or different flowers in the room, right? What about, even what you see, right? Maybe even the candlelight, right? Not only does it smell, but you can set the ambiance and it sets a different mood with what you vision. Maybe you can dress sexy, right? Maybe instead of, going to bed with the full pajamas, whatever you have on, that you can just also walk in a room and you're naked, right? Maybe you can change things up. Maybe instead of just doing it, maybe you can start doing, maybe taking a bath together. Maybe you can take a shower together. You can liven up your sex life, those type of elements. Okay. So we talked about fun. What are you doing to enlighten or enliven the fun in your relationship? Maybe you can go, I mentioned parking, right? Maybe you can start doing things again, going to concerts, going to museums, going sightseeing, whatever your thing is, going to the zoo, whatever your thing is, start doing that and putting that effort in. And a lot of people look at, man, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I'm working a lot to pay the bills. We have kids. And I get that. The reality is, some people don't have grandparents to watch their kids, right? They don't have family to watch their kids. And it's very, very difficult. And I get you. You know what? Even if you don't have somebody to watch the kids, maybe when they go to sleep, that you can enliven some of these things. Maybe you can, you have the baby monitor out there still, but you can still play the music. You can light the candles. You can maybe jump in the shower together. You can do things to get your mind away from the kids to be able to enliven your relationship and your sex life. Okay. What about your romantic aspects? What about the emotional elements in your relationship to wake them up? Did you stop giving each other compliments? When was the last time you complimented each other? When was the last time you made each other feel appreciated in your relationship? A lot of times, oh, that's what she's supposed to do. That's what he's supposed to do. So we take a lot of things for granted, and then we just feel routine. Our relationship, our marriage, our life starts feeling very mechanical, people. You get where I'm coming from, right? I've been there. Everybody's been there. But I'm trying to help you shake it up a little bit. So you look at what need emotionally, do you need to shake up your relationship? Do you need to joke around a little more, right? Maybe you lost that playfulness. Maybe you've never been playful. So, you can maybe tickle each other, the compliments, the affirmations, maybe joke around with each other. And that's where, a lot of people look at, oh, social media can be bad, but it also can be good by sharing something that you think is funny, right? Oh my God, this cracked me up. This made me, freaking bust a gut. This, brought tears to my eyes. I was laughing my ass off type of situation. Excuse me. So you can incorporate, social media, whatever that you think is funny, and you can laugh and joke around. When was the last time even you woke up your relationship by even dreaming or thinking about dreaming and your expectations? Remember, you could not wait to live together, maybe to get married. And once you did that, or you couldn't wait to have kids, now life hits you, right? Now you don't have time. Your energy's depleted. You're bored. All this stuff is going on, and you stop dreaming. You stop hoping. So another way to wake up your relationship, people, is when was the last time you started dreaming or asking each other what your dreams are, what your goals are, right? Does that mean you have what you want? Maybe the family you wanted or the relationship you think you wanted, and you're wondering why it's dead because maybe you stopped dreaming and expectations. Because we are still alive, even though we might not feel it. I tell people, even people that are in hospice that are, going to be dying in a day or two, does not mean they don't stop dreaming or wishing or planning. You get me? So maybe waking up the relationship. Dr. Aaron's AARN has 36 questions that you can incorporate, and they have card games. They have even an app on your phones. There are 36 questions that you maybe stop dreaming of. Maybe who would you like to meet that passed away? What are things that you would love to do again? Because a lot of people lose track of that and we stop dreaming. Maybe you have all your dreams met before. However, you need to be able to realize that we have new dreams. Maybe, you know what? Maybe our dreams change when we're 20, 25. We don't have those same dreams anymore. Maybe we have new dreams. So by incorporating those in the relationship and even talking about them and sharing with each other, you know what? That's great, right? Terrific. Maybe that'll get the juices flowing and get you excited again, not only within your relationship to hear each other's dreams, but also, you know, within yourself as an individual. When we feel more alive, you know, within ourselves as an individual, it brings more life and energy and oxygen into the relationship. So that in itself can wake it up. Okay. um, make sure, check me out too. You can throw your comments down below, people. I'd love to hear them. And, you know, throughout my website out there, theartofrelationships.org. And I do, you know, relationship counseling and I do coaching as well for other people, you know, that are not located in Michigan, where I'm professionally licensed. Okay. So check that out. You can follow me under Love Guru Greg under every social media platform. YouTube, follow me, subscribe, please. I'd appreciate it. Facebook, you're on Instagram, TikTok, all over the place. Okay. But, you know, another aspect to wake up the relationship is maybe even fantasizing about, you know, what you'd like to do. And I talked about sex earlier, fantasize about sex. What about fantasizing about, you know, going to exotic places? Maybe, you know, those things can breathe oxygen into your relationship. And a lot of people look at, yeah, we need money to do a lot of things. And Greg, you know, we don't have a lot of, I'm not wealthy either. I'm honest about it. Right. So you look at, what are some things? Yeah, you can take a balloon ride, jump out of an airplane, take an exotic trip, but that does cost money. But the things I mentioned, you know, those are great. Those are phenomenal to wake up the relationship. But what happens when you get back from that trip, right? So a lot of things I mentioned don't cost a lot of money. I mentioned about shaking up your sex life, right? What about complimenting each other, making each other feel appreciated, joking around with each other, be playful, right? That type of element. That doesn't cost any money, does it? Not at all. So a lot of stuff we look at our partner to wake up the relationship. I'm waiting for him or her to do this, to do that, to maybe try this, to try that. However, what are you doing, right? And another thing we have to look at to wake up the relationship and then try these things or try to institute and, you know, initiate new things in the relationship, we have to be willing to teach our partner what we're thinking, what we'd like to try, and what we're doing. But also we have to be open to being taught, right? Even, you know, with compliment, maybe we need to be more affectionate again, and we need to relearn how to be, or we need to learn, maybe we want to incorporate new sex stuff, toys or whatever into our sexual repertoire. We have to be willing to teach our partner, right? And we have to be willing to learn. So in all instances, a lot of people are afraid to teach, but a lot of people are willing to teach and be open and try to help, you know, make the relationship alive. But sometimes some people are not willing to be taught. I'm stuck in my ways. Greg, I'm 50 years old now, 40 years old. This is the way I am. I've always been like this. How many people have heard this? Not only heard this, how many people have maybe used these comments themselves to their partner, and their partner feels lifeless? They feel like there's no hope. But now I'm giving you hope to try to experiment, to try to come out of your relationship and wake it up a little bit by giving you these little tips that are going to enliven your relationship, right? Seems simple. Not always. I get it. We're tired. Kids, bills, life, adulting, right? We have sick parents. But these little things, number one, they're easy. Number two, they don't cost anything. If they do, they don't cost that much at all to incorporate that. Hey, Teresa, I appreciate you tuning in. So start implementing these elements, people into your relationship. And I can almost guarantee that they will be help you alive in a relationship. I had a brain fart for a minute, sorry. But they will help you wake up your relationship and to be able to spice up your sex life, be able to spice up your emotional connection, your mental connection. Remember I said about the wishes, your dreams. What do you fantasize about anymore? That's about mental, and it kicks in the emotional aspects again, and you start dreaming and feeling more alive again within your relationship. All great things. Okay. So, as always, you can check me out, theartofrelationships.org. And I do the show, the Art of Relationships show, live every Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern time, all over the place on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, LinkedIn as well. The audio version is always available as well on every listening platform. So check out my website again, theartofrelationships.org, and follow me all over the place under Love Guru Greg. And remember, I also have some very reasonable, they're cheap, let's be honest, courses that can help people in their privacy of their own home too. Okay. So they're on my website, theartofrelationships.org, under courses. And I do have premarital early relationship course, 28 days to ignite your relationship, which I go in more detail about this. And definitely my special area as well is healing after an affair. So check those out. And again, I appreciate everybody for following me, watching, spending your time, hopefully helping yourself and helping your relationship wake up a little bit and giving you a bunch of tips to make your relationship and your marriage a lot more fulfilling for you. Not only that, and also promote self-love and self-respect for yourself. Okay. So I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you later. Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you.